there are two things you mentioned, and I want to draw specific attention to. Because I personally believe that plays a lot in shaping our characters. So, like you, while I did not go to a hallowed institution, I went to an institution which allowed me to understand the currency of jugaad very early, the currency of hustle very early. So, I came from a background where it was more of middle class, right? And middle class, I've always said, is a beautiful zone. Why? Because it's that ever aspirational cusp. You're not poor, so you're not hopeless. You're definitely not rich. So you're always aspiring to do something better, something more, getting something better. What that builds, therefore, in you is that essence of hunger very early on in life. Is that two-wheeler character trying to aspire for a four-wheeler. So jugaad pehle se aa jata hai. वो hustle पहले से आ जाता है, and I've spoken about this on several occasions where that jugaad took me to get a job in McDonald's, a job in Pizza Hut, one of the first McDonald's and Pizza that opened up in Pune. I did a side gig in college. I used to have a business where I used to get 6th, 7th, 8th hand bikes, refurbish it, then sell it to the rich kids and make a reasonable margin there. So it always taught me the essence of jugaad. Another thing that I did in college, very similar to why I was smiling even earlier when we were chatting, there's a lot of overlap in our life of the way our stories have evolved, right? So I used to be a class rep in school, college. I used to stand up for election. I won quite a few of those. I did everything other than studying. I won debates across every IIT that you can think of. Half of my IIT friends today and who are founders were there during ex-debaters who were there at that point of time. So be it Mudai, Antaragini, all of those. All of them.
Same, by the way.
So, life may realize that there is tremendous value of extracurriculars. There is tremendous value of outside of academics. The reason I ask, because you stressed and emphasized also on this, and the reason I ask you is because a lot of our viewers will be in that age where they are trying to figure out life. They are trying to figure out, is it the structured, regimented, usual way of going about and doing things? Or is it that character over a point of time takes shape about everything in a much more broader base, and ACADS is just one vertical? So take us through your thought on how much did extracurriculars shape you to what you are today, and what's your advice for a lot of our young viewers who might be in that dilemma, saying नहीं यार प्रेशर है, पढ़ाई कर लेते हैं, मार्क्स लाने चाहिए, मार्क्स सब कुछ है, मार्क्स आएगा तो XYZ होगा, XYZ होगा तो ABC होगा. What's the mindset there?
No, I mean, I think it's a very important question, and I think it's a question that for me played out a certain way, and I think everybody obviously makes their own choices, has their own journeys, but I really would encourage people to think beyond marks, right? Because if you're looking at what do marks do fundamentally, right? They're basically a way to signal to the world that you are ambitious, that you're intelligent, and you're capable of figuring stuff out. Now, can there be other monikers of that, right? And honestly, I never did well academically. I mean, law school was a little bit better from my academic perspective. I mean, I was doing well actually, but it was not the thing that gave me the opportunities that I experienced later in life, right? Or gave me the formative experience that have shaped me, given me that, resilience ke reservoir, jaise hota hai na, I mean, wo academics se to nahi mila tha mujhe, right? So what were the things that really, I think, worked for me? First, I think, college mein काफ़ी time hota hai. So you get a time to basically step back and say, okay, मेरी goals क्या है, मेरी strengths क्या है, right? And you kind of discover that actually in that journey in college, right? Because till then you're in a very cookie cutter place.
Absolutely.
Suddenly you have that time, you have that flexibility. So 2 or 3 things I realized. One was that I'm actually inherently a very ambitious person. I want to make something of my life. वो मुझे ambition law school में मिला. मुझे उसके पहले ही नहीं था.
Pause here for a second and go granular.
Yeah.
Define ambition for someone.
I'll explain, right?
Because it's so bespoke.
Yeah. So for me, ambition was ambition to get new experiences, right? Ambition to ensure that I mattered in the world, right? And ambition to ensure that I was able to create impact in the world. These 3 things defined ambition for me, right? So I said, okay, now how do I ensure these 3 things happen? So I started looking, of course, at moot courts. I did very well in moot courts, right? So first year I went to Bar Council, did all that stuff. So moot courts was one way to establish I think that I mattered in the ecosystem of a law school, right? My marks were where they were, but moot courts mein, you're considered intelligent, you kind of are able to do stuff that's to your strength.
We did dress-ups, we did KLA, we did
Correct.
GLCs, whole bunch of
GLC, all of these, right? So moot courts and debates, right? So when we all Asians, all the other stuff. The second thing I actually did and I really learned a lot from was my internships.
True.
And many times people are like internships mein bas, ऐसे ही chill maro, just get it on your resume or just only do. I actually never did a corporate law internship, interestingly enough. I did my most favorite internship actually was with the Iraqi Special Tribunal. So I was working with the International Bar Association in London, and the reason I applied to it was because वो 1200 pound दे रहे थे as a scholarship. You could go live in London for 2.5 months. I was living in a youth hostel, obviously.
Still incredible experience.
Incredible experience, and we were charged with training the judges of the Iraqi Special Tribunal who were basically trying Saddam Hussein. And I remember when the judges were flown down to London, we were taken in bulletproof cars in a secret basement room in a hotel where the judges were kept. And I was like maybe not even 20. I don't even remember what my age was, right? I was there and I felt like I mattered because I was part of history. So I think those are so internships, the second thing. And the third thing that I think you did something very interesting with the bikes. I wasn't that cool, yeah. But what I did was I figured out ways to earn money on the side as well. So I would do stuff like people would give like outsourced drafting. Lawyers from Delhi Valley would outsource drafting to a law kid, right? So I do drafting stuff. I'd run a side hustle on campus, which was like a night shop, like a night goodie shop. So I earned a little bit of money because my pocket money kya thi? 3,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees. My sister started earning, so she would send me an extra 1,000 rupees a month, which was like a big thing, right? But I was like, chalo, let me try this out. So I think that was the other thing that gave me a lot of confidence ki agar worst case to wing it in the world, right, मैं कर सकती हूँ.